Hey, what's going on? Let's do 5 things on the White Sox today. They were, fill in your adjective, pummeled. I'm going to go pummeled. Pummeled by the Royals last night. 10-1 the final score. 8 runs, 7th did in the White Sox. We'll get to all of it here in the 5 things, but there was actually good in this game. If you want to look at good, because it's going to be tough to find good with the White Sox this year. Mike Soroka, in his second start, the former first-round draft pick of the Atlanta Braves, the former rookie all-star with the Braves in 2019, one of these potential reclamation projects. Mike Soroka goes 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 2, and walked nobody. Certainly an improvement over his first game in Detroit, where he allowed 4 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings. He did give up a 433-foot home run to Nelson Velasquez. And big moment in the 7th inning, man, when the Royals had taken a 1-0 lead in that inning and had 2 on. And then Soroka was able to induce an inning-ending double play. And if you know me, when I talk about baseball, I always like to get very specific on starting pitcher outings and look back at the moments in the game where they got out of trouble or make big pitches or whatever the case may be, not necessarily just racking up statistics, but what happened within the flow of the game. And there was a decent amount of good in the flow of the game for Mike Soroka in his second start. So that's an encouraging thing for Soroka and his career and for the White Sox as well. Sox had a big when the game was still in the balance. This game did not get out of hand until late. Sox had a big opportunity in the 3rd inning, 1-0 KC. The bases were loaded for Yoan Moncada, who hits a rocket ground ball up the middle, where the shortstop just happened to be playing right there. I mean, perfect positioning by the Royals. Very easy double play, and that was it for the inning. So there was the opportunity. That's number 2, by the way. Number 3 on the White Sox, this one away from the game. We'll get back to the game, but Mike Clevinger, as you probably know, is signed, and general manager Chris Getz was talking about his starting pitcher. We don't have the audio, but I'm going to read you what he said. This is, again, Chris Getz on Mike Clevinger back with the White Sox. Quote, "I don't want to be dismissive of events that involve domestic violence. You have to trust people that lead investigations. Based on the information we have now, we're very comfortable with having Clev join the White Sox. I understand the sensitivity here, and I don't want to be dismissive of that at all. But we wouldn't be doing this unless we were very comfortable with this situation. And the reason we were most comfortable is based on the investigation that was taking place beyond the Chicago White Sox." Close quote. A little bit more here from the White Sox GM, Chris Getz. "I've yet to meet anyone in Major League Baseball that is comfortable with their starting pitching and starting pitching depth." Again, that's Chris Getz talking about the Clevinger signing. So that's the practical matter. Yeah, true. And I don't know. Just like, you better get something good out of him. That's all I'm saying. This better be worthwhile for White Sox fans. And I'm not just talking about him being a good pitcher for the White Sox. You better be able to flip this guy at the trade deadline and get something for him. Because why else would you stick? And I get it. Like, there's no official charges. The investigation was done. He's innocent, or not innocent, but he is completely off the hook. So I don't understand why they would do this, just in terms of haven't Sox fans been through enough? So all I'm saying is they better get something good for this guy, or he better be legit with them. And yeah, he was not a bad starting pitcher for the White Sox last year. I just don't get it. Like, he's not part of the future. He's not part of the core in any way, shape, or form. And it's not like he's some sort of fan favorite, as the White Sox were wont to do in bringing guys back into Kenny Williams and to some degree Rick Hahn era as well. So that one is a little bit strange to me. But that's the Clevinger stuff with Chris Getz talking. Back to the game, and this is number 4 on the White Sox. The 8-run 7th for the Royals. That inning was a disaster. The bullpen was bad. Davy Garcia and Dominic Leone got absolutely rocked. And then, hey, guess what? Guess what's back for the White Sox? Bad defense. Something Sox fans, it just feels like it's part of their story as a franchise. Unsound defense. You had Braden Shoemake making an error. Ball goes under his legs at shortstop. 2-run score on that. You had a dumb moment, too, I thought, in the 8th inning, unfortunately, for Nicky Lopez with a runner on first, ground ball to Lopez at second. Lopez tries to tag the runner going from first to second base, tried to put the glove on. The base runner was able to just kind of jimmy around the tag, go to second base, and Lopez, with his momentum carrying him to first, throws it to first base. And as the announcers are saying, I think it was Steve Stone in this case, saying, well, it's 10-1. If this was a close game, then we'd be talking about how you needed to throw that ball to second base. But it's a really sad state of affairs when the broadcasters are even like, yeah, whatever, no biggie. It's almost like giving up early on the team. So that was not good to see. Number 5, I mentioned the broadcast a couple of times, talking about Steve Stone. I want to talk a little bit about John Schriffen, the new play-by-play guy who took over for Jason Benetti. Not bad so far. Like there's been moments, man, like you do have to know why White Sox fans were booing Javier Baez, and he had no idea about that. So I understand, like, he's not from Chicago. I get it. I give everybody time that comes into our great city to get used to the idiosyncrasies of the city and to sort of speak the language. But that's one thing you should have gotten right. But on the overall, it's got a really good sound. He's got good home run calls. Like that game a couple of days ago, the final game of the Atlanta series, where Paul DeJong hit the big home run, the game-tying home run, and was it the game-tying? But anyways, a big home run by Paul DeJong, and then Andrew Vaughn had a big moment in the 8th inning, and I thought Schriffen was rising to the occasion. I'm not saying like he's a finished product and you should, be in love with him at this point, but I say give him a couple of years to do more baseball, and it's so important, that if you are a broadcaster in the city of Chicago, that you learn the city of Chicago. So that's the part I think he's got to work on. But I don't know, man. I think he's got a good sound, and I think he's going to be really good ultimately with the White Sox. So, bonus. We got a bump. I just turned my page here. I see the number 6 written. The bonus, ladies and gentlemen, is Pedro Grifol, the White Sox manager. Aren't you supposed to show up against your old team, Kansas City? Grifol used to coach in KC, got embarrassed in this game. So I don't know. I expect a little bit better from Pedro Grifol when he goes to Kansas City. That's it. I gave you the bonus. We're done. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Football tonight. I have my On the Clock show tonight at 6 p.m. live on The Score. We'll be talking the Bears, and we will be talking the draft as well. Again, have a great weekend. For Ray Diaz, our executive producer, I'm Mark Grote. Talk to you later.